Open your team's calendar for a minute, then ask yourself one question. Why is everyone so busy, yet so little seems to move forward? Most firms tend to blame an over proliferation of meetings. They say calendars are full, we spent all day talking instead of doing anything. But I don't think meetings are the problem. I think they're just the symptom. The real problem is uncertainty, because meetings don't really slow companies down, uncertainty does. Let me be precise, however. I'm not arguing for zero meetings. Meetings are essential, a lot of them are essential. A design brainstorming with the client, contractor, MEP consultant in the room can resolve 3 weeks of email in 90 minutes. A safety review on a complex site simply cannot be an email. A stakeholder alignment session, that's not bureaucracy, it's due diligence. The decision tax, however, comes into play when there are meetings that we're just doing because nobody feels authorized to decide. Think about how organizations become slow. Somebody isn't sure, so they schedule a meeting. Somebody wants another opinion, so they schedule a meeting. Somebody wants to avoid making the wrong decision, so another approval is added to the process. Individually, each one of these decisions tend to make sense, right? It's responsible. Collectively, however, they create an organization that's so full of bottlenecks that it refuses to move. Whether it's fear, founder dependency, habit, outcome is always the same. Another meeting, another approval, another delay. Every unnecessary approval, what is it teaching your people? It's teaching them not to think. Every time something changes, eventually something changes. People stop asking what's the right decision and start asking questions like who else need to approve this. One extra approval doesn't seem expensive until every project has to need one. One extra meeting doesn't feel very expensive until every team depends on it. See, speed is not always created by moving faster, it's often created by waiting less. Most people think that meetings are expensive because they consume time. 8 people in a 2 hour meeting equals 8 hours. Fair enough, that's easy to measure. But the real cost is everything that did not happen when people were waiting. Here's a concrete example. There's a 30% architecture team with a weekly coordination meeting every Tuesday at 2 p.m. 12 people, mandatory, 1 hour. That's 12 hours a week, 600 hours a year. At a blended rate of $180 an hour, that's $108,000 in a meeting cost. But that's still not the real meeting cost. The real meeting cost or the real cost is when the MEP engineer could not get a ductwork conflict resolved till Tuesday 2:15 p.m. The contractor had asked on Thursday. The PM did not feel authorized to approve the relocation without the group. Hence, contractor kept on waiting for 4 business days. Drywall crew was scheduled for Wednesday. They couldn't start. Delay cascaded through finishing, install, and final commissioning. Total cost for that waiting period about $180,000 in delay claims and extended overhead. The 100,000 meeting was expensive, but 180,000 delay was catastrophic, and the meeting did not cause a delay. The uncertainty did. At Immaculate platform, we think about this as decision tax. Every unnecessary approval, every unnecessary extra review, every unnecessary sign off adds a little bit more friction to the project. On its own, it feels insignificant. Across dozens of projects, however, it quietly compounds hundreds of productive hours and sometimes hundreds and thousands of dollars. The firms that consistently perform well, they don't necessarily have fewer decisions, they have clearer decisions. People know who owns the decision, they know when collaboration adds value, and they know when it's time to move. So here is my challenge for you. Look back at every meeting your team attended this week. Tag each one: essential, valuable, or defensive. If more than 30% are defensive, then you don't have a meeting problem, you have a confidence problem. Every unnecessary meeting in the end is a tax on confidence. The goal is not to eliminate meetings, it's to eliminate unnecessary uncertainty. Because when decisions become clearer, projects tend to automatically move faster, margins improve, and organizations become stronger with every project they deliver. Everything you've seen in this video and will continue to see as part of videos in this series is based on principles that we've spent years building into the Immaculate platform. If you'd like to experience them inside an operating system built ground up purely for design and architecture firms, start your free trial today at immaculate.co.in/trial. Thank you.